handicapped by disease, amputation, or other injury, improving the quality of life is a priority. Unfortunately, insurance companies make it difficult for those in need of prosthetic or orthotic devices to achieve this much desired quality of life. Hi, I'm Nancy Hornback reporting from Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Stephen Rinko, President and CEO of Rinko Orthopedic, is all too familiar with this problem and believes there's a better way. He agreed to meet with me to discuss the insurance industry and share what his company is doing to help.
We build all types of prosthetics and orthotics. Prosthetics are for people that have no limbs naturally, and we build all types: lower limb, upper limb, myoelectric, mechanical, all different types. Whatever's available on the market, we can manufacture. And we do orthotics for people that are handicapped. They have their limbs, but for some reason they don't function because of polio, stroke, neuromuscular disease, or maybe tumors affecting the way that their body works. So they need special appliances to move their limbs and to control their limbs. And we do all types of orthotics: upper limb, lower limb. We also build cranial helmets for children that have their heads are not perfectly round because they've been laying in one spot too long. Some of them are that way because they're premature. Others, the parents don't roll them and rotate them enough, and they wind up with flat spots on their head. So we have a business, we do cranial remolding, it's called.
How do your products compare with other leading manufacturers?
Our prosthetic products, I feel, are at the top of the line when it comes to being compared to other facilities. Not only are our prosthetics and our orthotics top line, the reason they're top line is because of our skill level, because of the quality of our handicraft. This is a business that requires good manual dexterity. So when you practice over the years, you learn how to do things neatly with a lot of precision, and everything has to look and be done correctly so it looks real. So we take a lot of time to make the patient comfortable and then to make it look real so that we replace the body as best as possible. That's the way we were taught. So we feel that our products are superior than most or almost all of the companies around in New Jersey because we take the extra time and my technicians are well trained and educated.
How does the state of insurance affect your industry?
The problem in the United States with insurance is that they're capping prosthetics and orthotics under durable medical. And that affects the people because they're not going to be able to get a prosthesis, considering the average prosthesis starts at about $8,000 and goes up to anywhere between $70,000 and $80,000. So with a durable medical cap of anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000, you're not going to really receive anything.
What is the solution?
Theoretically, it should follow the Medicare price fees and the Medicare system of replacement. As long as the doctor deems it necessary that the patient needs a new limb or a new brace, they should automatically be covered, and the insurance company should have to abide by the doctor's findings.
I'd like for you to tell me the history of Rinko Orthopedic. How did it get its start? When did it start?
Rinko Orthopedic was started by my father in the 1951. He was working at a hospital where he had been the head technician, and all the doctors felt that he should go out on his own and start his own business. So he did, and he started in his basement, and then after that he started in a business in Elmwood Park, New Jersey. Then he decided to have a partner. He got a partner. His name was Henry Stawinski, excellent brace man. And him and my father were equal partners, and they worked in the business together for many years. Then when I was old enough, my phys ed teacher, Mr. Ziegler, took time and said to me, listen, you have a brain, you should really use it and do some good for people, and your father has a business already semi-established, why don't you go and finish this and go to prosthetic school? So I did. I went to NYU, and I came out, I graduated in 1974 with a BS degree in prosthetics and orthotics, and I came to work at my father's facility here, and I was another man here at the time. His name was David Crane. He was the only black prosthetist in the United States, to my knowledge. And he was an amputee himself, so he knew how to fit prosthetics very well because he wore one. So I picked up an invaluable amount of experience from him because of the fact that he wore one, so he knew how they felt. So it was very helpful to work with these two gentlemen. They had almost 100 years experience between the two of them. And with my father, we came into over 130 years worth of experience for 3 men working on a job, so I had a lot of backup behind me when I started. That's why I became an excellent mechanic.
I think the most important thing about having a prosthesis is the fitting. And what's important to people is that from the very beginning they get it right. Because if you don't get it right from the beginning, an example would be a glove that you put on your hand. Okay, a glove can be loose, it can be tight. One day it could be too tight, one day it could be too loose. The difference here is that Steve takes the time to find out what you have. He spends enough time to understand what you are. He somehow understands your personality, what you're doing. He spends the time to know your past history, and then somehow we get it right. So that's why I can wear a leg even a little longer than most people can. So it's all about the fitting, it's all about the understanding, and it's all about making sure it fits. And that's the only thing an amputee has to worry about, because it's got to fit every day. You've got to get up. And if you don't get the fitting right, your leg isn't right, regardless if it's $20,000, $5,000, or $5. Rinko gives you the fitting. Steve takes the time. Vinny makes sure the fitting comes out right. Everybody makes the adjustments, and that's why you go to Rinko.
Are you involved in research and development, and have you developed any new innovations?
I have done some research and development on my own. My main thing that I developed over the last 8 years was a prosthetic above-the-knee socket, which is called a quick socket, which means it's we call it a quadrilateral ischial containment socket that combines all known technology of the past, present, and future, and cutting-edge systems into one socket design, so that we can fit any kind of patient with this type of socket. And I feel that every above-the-knee amputee should have this type of socket because it's comfortable. It allows us to regulate weight bearing on the bottom of the stump, so we can make the person comfortable because we have every technology in this one socket design. So I designed it, I taught it at Rutgers, and I also teach it around the country, and people get continuing education credits for it from our organization in Washington.
I lost my leg 12 years ago, car accident, and after that I went to a facility and they made me a new leg, which was okay. I got used to it. I didn't know anything better at the time, and I had to go back every year to get it maintained. And so for 12 years I walked with that leg. I had a belt on, I had to wear a one-ply sock, and I got used to it. It was okay, but I had a lot of problems with it. You know, I would get a rash if I wore it too long. I couldn't go in a mall and walk long distances without it bothering me. And I was referred to Mr. Rinko. They told me to come try him, that they think he would be able to do something better for me. So I came, I talked to him, and he said, of course, yeah, I could do that. To tell you the truth, I don't think I've walked with as much confidence since I've been an amputee as till now. The whole thing is a socket design. If you don't find a socket that fits you right, I don't care what kind of components you got underneath you. Like I've always said, I'll wear a broomstick handle and a regular foot as long as the socket fits me good. So it all starts with the socket design, and he helped do that. And then we went from there and got the knee unit and the foot and put it all together, and it's perfect. It works great.
So tell me about your staff and your facilities.
I have a prosthetic technician and an orthotic technician who do everything the way I was taught and the way I want them to do everything, top-notch, first-quality work. That's how we do it. And our facility is underneath our business. Everything is manufactured here. We use very little prefabricated or very little jobbed out work that comes in from someone else. Once in a while we have to do that, but very little of the work that we take in is produced somewhere else. 99.5% is produced here. Our motto is live life with no limits, because what happens is most people that lose a limb or have a problem become psychologically restrained. They feel that their life is over, that they're not going to be functional. They feel handicapped, and we want them to know that that's not the case. With today's technology and a good orthotist, you can receive back to 99% of your function, to 100% of your function on certain prosthetic situations. Others as high as 85 to 95% of your normal function. So, in today's world, as long as you pick the right prosthetist, you're going to have success and you're going to do well.
Stephen Rinko and Rinko Orthopedic is determined to continue educating the public on insurance policies in an effort to fully maximize the quality of patient care. They are also dedicated to providing superior service and the best prosthetic and orthotic products on the market today. It is truly their desire to see each patient live life without limits. I'm Nancy Hornback for Close Up on America's Business.